Hi, my name is Chris Warner and I'm from Annapolis, Maryland. What do I do for a living? Well, it's a little hard to say. I own 3 indoor climbing gyms. I'm a certified mountaineering guide, having guided the North Ridge of Mount Everest 3 times and led over 145 international mountaineering expeditions. I'm a published author, a keynote speaker. I've done a lot of television work, and I really just spend my 40s trying to escape old age. I've been guiding groups in the outdoors for over 25 years. I've guided groups on 5 different continents, 3 times on the North Ridge of Everest. I've done a lot of television work, all of it in extreme environments. You know, filming on the summit of K2, filming in the Grand Canyon, filming on the summit of Mount Everest. I mean, these were things that obviously took a lot to be on either side of the camera, and I've been on both sides of the camera. I think that the biggest question mark for you and for me is really the wild animal aspect of this. I mean, I've never wrestled a walrus, and I've never tackled a zebra, and I've seen those things in the wild, and I think they'd be pretty pissed if I tried to do that to them. If hosting the show involves being clawed, fanged, and mutilated by wild animals, I have no interest. If the show is about trying to excite some intellectual curiosity of people about the scary world, if it's to get them on the edge of their seats, dealing with the emotional, you know, ups and downs of being in the wilderness, then I think I could do a phenomenal job. I fell 450 feet through the air one time. When you fall that far, it takes about 8 seconds. And you can imagine all the thoughts that were going in my mind during those 8 seconds. Well, they were all about how was I going to survive this situation. I landed, I bounced another 50 feet, and I was able to walk away from that with only a tiny scratch on my nose and severe psychological damage. I've been carried away by a gigantic avalanche in Tibet. I've been hit in the head by an oxygen bottle at 27,500 feet on Mount Everest, suffering a massive concussion. I've fallen into crevasses in Pakistan, and I've walked away from every single one of those situations. I think I'm lucky, and I would like to believe that my luck is going to continue for a long period of time. I don't think that you're looking for somebody who's what we would consider a risk taker. You don't need somebody who's an adrenaline junkie. What you really need is somebody who's going to deliver a great show, but not kill themselves in the process or not endanger the other people that you're working with. And I think that's where I excel. I have been on, you know, 145 expeditions. I've never lost a single person. And that is really saying a lot in the environments that I go to. When I've guided Everest, I've watched about a dozen people die all around us, never one of our own team. I've been on K2 in 3 different seasons, and 4 people died while I was there, nobody from our own team. So if you're looking for somebody who's going to be sensible in terms of the risk that they're going to take, I'm your guy. If you're looking for somebody who's going to be able to deliver a great show that's going to hold your audience's enthusiastic energy, I'm your guy. And if you're looking for somebody who's going to be chewed up by a wild animal and then pooped out in the middle of the African savannah, I'm definitely not your guy. Right now, we're going to segue into some footage from some other work I've done. Hopefully you enjoy it. If it works out for you, give me a call. Thanks. When you go to the summit of Mount Everest by the North Ridge, you pass over or around 7 dead bodies. Those people froze to death because they were so focused on the summit that they missed everything else around them. They had a static vision, not a dynamic vision. And sure enough, it's snowing and blowing on us again. This mountain loves to torture us. It's really never given us the easy way out. I lean back and suddenly I see rock racing past me faster than I've ever seen it before. Somehow, as I've leaned back on the rock, the anchor, which was a loop of webbing placed around an icy rock, peeled off, and I'm now falling through the air. When you fall 500 feet, you have a lot of time to think. What I thought about was not death. My life did not pass in front of my eyes. I thought about how was I gonna live. All I cared about was getting out of this situation alive.
My own risk-taking, like Powell's, is really purposely putting yourself in situations that fully engage you as a human being.
If you don't learn something about yourself, if you don't learn how to deal with incredibly difficult situations, if you don't learn what it takes to get yourself to, through some kind of big, hairy, audacious goal, then you've definitely wasted an opportunity.
It's very, very hard to come in these conditions. We either had heated snow or bulletproof ice.